Long-term health effects of neutering dogs, a comparison of Labrador Retrievers with Golden Retrievers, by Lindsay Anderson, Kaylee Cuppernell, and Emma Rader. This study was led by Dr. Benjamin L. Hart, DMV, a former professor of biology and physiology in the Department of Anatomy, Physiology, and Cell Biology in the School of Veterinary Medicine at the University of California, Davis, along with Dr. Lynette A. Hart, Abigail Thigpen, and Dr. Neil Willits. Following the results from a previous study on the long-term health effects of neutering in Golden Retrievers, the research team decided to further investigate these effects in comparison to Labrador Retrievers. Long-term health effects studied include 2 joint disorders and 3 cancers. 13 years' worth of hospital records were examined and revealed the effects of neutering during specific age ranges, before 6 months, during 6 to 11 months, 1 year old, or 2 to 8 years old. Joint disorders studied include hip dysplasia, cranial cruciate ligament tears, and elbow dysplasia. Hip dysplasia is an abnormality of the hip joint in which the socket portion of the hip does not fully cover the ball portion, placing the dog at an increased risk for joint dislocation. The cranial cruciate ligament tear is a tear of the CCL, which is a stabilizer ligament inside the stifle, or knee joint. This tear can be thought of as the equivalent of an ACL tear in humans. The CCL attaches the femur to the tibia and prevents excessive motion between the bones. Elbow dysplasia is a disease of the elbows in which growth disturbances in the elbow joint cause a mismatch of growth between the 2 bones of the foreleg, the radius and the ulna, leading to lameness and arthritis. The cancers studied include lymphosarcoma, hemangiosarcoma, mammary cancer, as well as mast cell tumors. Lymphosarcoma is cancer of the lymphatic system, also known as the body's disease-fighting network. Hemangiosarcoma is a rapidly growing, highly invasive variety of cancer that occurs almost exclusively in dogs. It is a sarcoma arising from the lining of blood vessels. Mammary cancer is caused by malignant tumors originating in mammary glands. Mast cell tumors, which are not always cancerous, are the most common cutaneous tumor and can be found in the connective tissues of the dog.
The data that was considered was collected from records kept at the University of California, Davis's Veterinary Teaching Hospital. The records used spanned over a 13-year period and included information from intact and neutered animals, ranging from ages 1 to 8 years old. The age range was chosen because it was decided that after 8 years old, any diseases present would likely be natural due to aging. A screening was done to avoid the analysis of unrelated diseases. Diseases were only considered if 15 or more cases were present. 2,515 cases were studied, 1,500 of which were Labrador Retrievers and 1,015 which were Golden Retrievers.
Figure 1 displays the incidence of the occurrence of at least 1 joint disorder in male and female Golden Retrievers as well as Labrador Retrievers as a function of age at neutering.
In Golden Retrievers neutered under the age of 6 months, the occurrence of at least 1 joint disorder resulted in 27% in males and 20% in females. This is 4 to 5 times the 5% for intact males and females. In Labrador Retrievers neutering under 6 months of age, the occurrence of at least 1 joint disorder was about 11 to 12% in both males and females. This is about double of intact males and females. Both breeds being neutered at under 6 months old significantly increased the occurrence of joint disorders, more so in Golden Retrievers than Labrador Retrievers. In the male Golden Retrievers, this showed increased hip dysplasia and cranial cruciate ligament, while in male Labradors, it increased the cranial cruciate ligament and elbow dysplasia.
Figure 2 displays the incidence of the occurrence of at least 1 cancer in male and female Golden Retrievers as well as Labrador Retrievers as a function of age at neutering.
In both breeds, cancer in intact dogs, male and female, was approximately 3 to 5%, the only outlier being at Golden Retriever males, which stayed at approximately 11%. Golden Retriever females neutered at any point over the age of 6 months increased their chances of having one or more cancers to 3 to 4 times the level of intact females. This is hypothesized to be due to the sensitivity of the receptor sites of metastatic cancer cells to gonadal hormone removal. Golden Retriever males neutering had little effect on the occurrence of cancers, except LSA, which increased significantly if neutered under 6 months of age. In both male and female Labrador Retrievers, neutering at any time didn't have any significant effect in increasing the chances of the occurrence of cancer.
The study points to the importance of acquiring information needed to decide if and when to neuter. Aside from avoiding increased risks of joint disorders and cancers, there is an indication that age-related cognitive decline could be accelerated by neutering. This is particularly relevant for service dogs where active cognition is important for the expected tasks. The findings of this study also have important implications for investigators looking for canine models for research on various forms of cancer. For some cancers of interest, not only may breeds vary in predisposition, but also the possibility of interactions between gender, gonadal hormone influences, and timing of gonadal hormone alteration should be taken into account in selecting the model and investigating causal factors to be explored. Future studies can be conducted to obtain more definitive information. Cancer is common in both breeds of retrievers, so how does neutering affect the cancer rates in smaller dogs? Another area to look at is whether or not neutering affects other disorders besides cancer and joint problems. Lastly, future examinations could be applied to other species, such as cats.
Our critiques of the study include the fact that the research team only utilized hospital records from the veterinary hospital at UC Davis. They did not collect records from other clinics or geographical locations throughout the United States or the world. Furthermore, this comparative study was done between two very similar breeds of large dogs, without comparing long-term effects of various breeds. Additionally, the fact that the study was done based on hospital records could lead to errors in the results, as various environmental conditions were not held constant. A longitudinal experiment over the course of the dogs' lives could have been done in order to guarantee such factors are held constant, such as the conditions in which the dog is raised, the food they are given, and the amount of exercise they get every day.
You ain't nothing but